What a week it's been. And it's only Thursday. Welcome back to the Pokehistorian, everybody. I'm your host, Matt X. Today we're doing a special treat. Looking at my Sword and Shield binder. We're going to go through all the cards I have in here. It's going to be a lot of fun. More of a relaxing video tonight. Not going to be any conversation about the market or anything. I'm tired of all that garbage. So we're just going to look at cards and have a good time. So starting off, this is the set of 25th anniversary cards from McDonald's that came out back in 2020? I think it was 2020. Yeah. I remember going to McDonald's many times with my friends and getting the little promo packs they had. Good memories. Had a lot of fun. Then I remember I pulled this Pikachu out of one of my first packs and the thing was like selling for $80 and I tried to sell it and then some guy canceled on me, so I didn't get to sell it for $80. But honestly, I'm kind of happy I still have it. It's a good memory. It's nice to have this card in my collection. Then we move on to old celebrations. Got the full base set here. Absolutely love this Pikachu. One of the best recreation Pokemon cards we've ever seen from Arita. Got the two surfings, the two flyings there. Celebrations was a small set, but it had some really fun cards. Zacian and Zamazenta are pretty underrated too. And a lot of these cards, like they're all like brother and sister cards. For example, this Lugia right here actually goes with the so you can line them up back to back. It's pretty cool. Good old Professor Oak there. Got lots of books. Then we got some of my absolute favorite cards here, the Radiance. Then on the side, we got the Shiny Ditto from Shining Fates, Ditto VMAX. And then we got the Gold Mew from Celebrations. Then we got some more cards from Shining Fates here. Remember, people were so obsessed when this set came out. And then just 6 months later, nobody cared. And then Pokemon started really cooling off, and then Shining Fates was everywhere. But I do think it's underrated in today's market, and it gave us some great cards. Here we got some gold cards here. Remember, I pulled this out of my second Evolving Skies booster box. Then I pulled this out of a single pack at Walgreens when I was getting ready to leave for a trip to go to Disney. It's kind of funny. Temple of Sinnoh is really cool too. Got those Legends Arceus vibes going on there. We got some V-Stars. I really like little Vulpix there. The Lugia V-Star is pretty cool. Then we got our Alt-Art VMAXs. Got this Espeon here. I remember my ex had a membership over at GameStop where you get like the $5 every month. She got a single Fusion Strike pack and she purchased it. And I remember we were driving back to my house after she bought it and she literally pulled us out of the pack like in the car. It was one of the craziest pulls I think I'd ever seen. Very cool card. I don't think she has any idea how much this is worth now. And then we got the Glaceon VMAX there, one of my favorite cards. We got Vaporeon VMAX here with lots of Pokemon in the background. People love this card. Jolteon VMAX is alright. Flareon's kind of basic really in the grand scheme of things, but it's fine. Got the gold Duraludon here. You got a lot of VMAXs. I do think these VMAXs someday, especially the ones where they have different forms like the Gigantamaxes, those are going to be worth some money at some point. It's going to take time, but it's eventually going to happen. Then we got two Chonkachus. Everybody was obsessed with this Floofy Eevee when it came out. Remember me and my cousin would talk about this all the time at work. And then over here, we got Orbital VMAX. Pretty cool. Lots of different VMAXs as we make our way into the alternate art Vs. With the absolutely classic Tyranitar here passed out under the tree after having eaten a shit ton of food. Honchkrow taking a nap with the Murkrows. And we got Lumineon, Sneasler V, Lilligant. This one's underrated. I like this one a lot because there's so many different Pokemon in it. You got Bastillegion, you got Spheal, you got Pachirisu, Rufflet, Starly. So many different Pokemon going on there. And this one right here, the Sneasler V, really reminds me of Legends Arceus, just climbing up the cliffs in that game. And these two right here, I don't understand why people don't like these cards more. This has got to be one of the prettiest cards I've ever seen as far as colors go. And this one is like a frickin' painting. In fact, it's based on a painting. I don't know the name of that painting, but there's definitely artwork like this out there. So that makes this card especially cool. We got Blissey V here from Chilling Reign, waiting for her trainer to get home. Greedent here, the slave driver, making all the Squovitz work for it. Bad old squirrel. Galarian Articuno V, I feel like this card's kind of underrated. There's more going on in the background than people realize. There's a Rufflet back there, got a Chinchou, got some trees and stuff, and then it's like inside like a shield, kind of cool. Like Calyrex V here, it's like visiting all the different Pokemon, making sure they're okay and they're doing good. Pretty neat. We got Break Dancing Genesect here from Fusion Strike, with Smeargle just hanging out in the background. Got the Celebi V here that everybody's always saying is underrated. I tend to agree. Charizard here, relaxing after a fight with Venusaur. Golurk, I remember I pulled this from my very first Evolving Skies booster box. Sylveon V, aka Cupcake Sylveon, absolutely classic card. Umbreon V. Glaceon V, pretty underrated. And really underrated is this Mewtwo from Pokemon Go. I like this artwork. Very cool to see Mewtwo in the city like that. And then we got the 3 promos here from the boxes back in the day, the alternate art Vs of Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. Such wholesome artwork there. We got Regidrago here. You can see Lugia in the background. It's a very nice detail that a lot of people don't realize is there. Skuntank. Also, this Unknown is really sick too. And then even sicker than those, this Aerodactyl. I mean, look at all the Pokemon in the background of this card. Tell me this isn't one of the coolest Pokemon cards you've ever seen. Beedrill is nice. Remember I pulled that out of an Astral Radiance pack. We got some full arts here. I always like this Alakazam too for some reason. Just kind of pops. More full arts. Sirfetch'd, that's one of my favorites. Very cool new Pokemon. Garbodor V. Lots of gunk in that one. We got Togekiss. This one's pretty cool. And honestly, I feel like Talonflame, not one of my favorite Pokemon, but I feel like this is pretty well drawn here. We got to keep going though. We got some Pikachus, Dragonite. And here we have what I believe to be, artwork-wise, the best Lugia card that's ever been printed. By Mitsuhiro Arita. I absolutely love how Lugia is drawn here. This is just sick. This encapsulates exactly who Lugia is. Just jumping out of the water, looking all fierce and powerful. Storm in the background. And we got this nice Ho-Oh here by Igawa. Another classic card from Silver Tempest. A lot of good cards from Sword and Shield, y'all. A lot of good cards. Then we got the Dark Sylveon V there. Promo from Celebrations, harkening back to Dark Charizard from Team Rocket. Serperior here is not bad either. Raichu, Zoroark. This was always such a weird Pokemon. Oh, and then this Mew. This Mew right here by Arita. I feel like I never hear anybody talk about this card, but man, is it beautiful. And it's so different than the other Mew cards. Mew looks very fierce here. It's got very kind of techno-esque futuristic vibe going on in the background. Very neat. Kyogre. Now we're getting into the trainer gallery. Calyrex VMAX, Serperior V, Corviknight V, being the Flying Taxi, Lanson is Charizard. Man, this card has really rocketed lately. People love old Pikachu, especially when Pikachu's paired with red. And there we got the villain from Pokemon Gold and Silver. If you didn't know, this kid is actually the son of Giovanni. And the mom is probably that admin from Team Rocket, Ariana. Because it got the red hair going there. Blissey V helping out the hospital. Lucia. Classic Eevee there with Bill. Harkening back again to Gold and Silver. Got Pikachu here, crashed out. Classic Legends Arceus vibes. And this card right here, this Kingdra Clear, I mean, that just screams Gold and Silver to me. This encapsulates, like when I think of Gold and Silver, I think of something just like this. Such fantastic games. Got Cleavor there, another Legends Arceus callback. Jasmine, a Bronzong. This card always cracks me up. And then we got the most wholesome Charizard card ever made with a Leon there. Octillery's pretty underrated. Got Gengar with the Misfortune Sisters. Everyone loves that card. Everyone thinks Gengar is getting baked here. Weirdeer, super cool new Pokemon. Lots of good cards in the trainer gallery, y'all, and they're still pretty cheap. And we got blue here, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. Those are nice. And then we get into the Radiant cards. I still need to collect all these. People are really sleeping on this one, this Chinese exclusive one, this Eevee. Love, love, love that card. Charjabug, Sarina. This Venusaur is absolutely sick. Then we got Light Toxtricity here, harkening back to Light Jolteon from Neo Destiny. Sick card. I got some of the Chase cards from Celebration. Umbreon Gold Star. I remember I actually pulled the Charizard from Celebration, and I sold it, and I used that money to get the Umbreon because I love this card so much. And I thought it was so cool how they actually reprinted one of the rarest Gold Stars in that set. Greninja's a nice card too. And also, if you didn't know, all of the Gold Star cards are done by Fukuda. So same artist for all the Gold Stars. There's a Pokehistorian tip for you. Now we're into Crown Zenith. One of the best well, actually, in my opinion, the best Pokemon set ever made. Looking at the gold cards here. The Mewtwo that everybody loves. And then one of my personal favorites, the Suicune. Charizard. This Leafeon reminds me of my mom's dog. Something about that expression on its face. This is a really strange artwork here with Samurott with the Snorunt. I don't know what the heck's going on here. You got Regigigas there carrying the world on its back. Kind of harkening back to the legend surrounding Regigigas. Simisear V. Star. Looking really silly. And man, do I love the colors on this Deoxys right here. This is a nice card. But the Zamazenta's not too shabby, and neither is the Zacian. Got a nice Mori artwork there, Drapion, Samurott. Miltank just getting down with all the food. That's what I want to do. These cards all make a picture. I need to get them all at some point. Toxtricity. And over here we got old Magmortar. We got the 3 promos from the 10s. This Magnezone card is super underrated. It's like some sort of space factory. I don't even know what the heck's going on here, but like, I'm curious to know. Manaphy's nice. Manaphy is such an underrated Pokemon. Colress, Rhine, Gardenia's Vigor. This is kind of cool. This reminds me a lot of the artwork from 151 with the Venusaur. In fact, I think it's the same artist. But I'm not going to fact check that right now. Pikachu's pretty nice. One of the absolute best Mew cards we've ever gotten. The Barl. Keldeo here with the Northern Lights is sick. And I can't stand Kricketune mainly because of the sound it makes, but I have to admit this card, as far as artwork goes, is freaking sick. And then I like these two a lot because you got all the protagonists from both Diamond and Pearl and Legends Arceus on cards. And then these are just some of my holos. Pretty much all the good stuff is gone now. These are just cards for fun. Because back in the day, you weren't always guaranteed a holo out of every pack. It was still kind of considered a hit. Funny how times change. I still can appreciate a good holo. For example, I like this Ludicolo here by Sao. Really like this Sylveon too. That's a nice one. There's still some good holos out there. Oh, and then this Dragonite by Kimura. Same artist that did the Aquapolis Lugia, and like they look like they would go together, like with this Stormy Sea vibe. Like, I'd love to put them both side by side. That would be neat. And I wish they made this card in a regular Cosmo holofoil pattern holographic, because that would be really neat. But unfortunately, it's not the case. And that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. That's my Sword and Shield binder there. If you like this video, leave me a like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel. And let me know what your favorite card is from my binder. I'm curious to know. Oh, and then don't forget to hit the notification bell. Just give it a big old poke. That way you always know when I put out a new video. I'll see you next time.